Hassel here, co-host of the Nerdy Man Room Show. We proudly present to you Man Room Shorts. Your discretion is advised.
Let me ask you guys this question. Would you prefer to see them continue doing just Disney Plus TV shows as miniseries, or do you want to see new movies? Which one would you prefer at this point?
If Filoni and Favreau have their hands in, I'd rather see series and movies right now. They get it right.
I don't want the TV shows to ever go away, but I'm a movie guy. I want to go back to the theater and watch that shit crawl across my screen again.
That is fair.
I think I'm of the same mind as Hassel on this. I kind of want the shows because I know that if they go movies, it becomes so big and so mainstream. Kathleen Kennedy, I don't know her personally, have nothing against her personally, but from the amount of stuff that I've seen that she has produced for them, is not what I want to see. So, and I know she's going to have her hands in that. Yeah, and I know she'd have her hands in it because it's mainstream, right? Even more so than their TV shows, because movies versus TV shows, money pile.
I think.
Yeah. And I thought I had read where she was kind of, because of those showing of the TV shows versus, the movies and the fan criticism, I thought Disney had pulled her, but I could be mistaken on that.
And Rob can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but what I've read is that majority of the Star Wars team at Disney want her gone and don't like working with her and don't like her direction, but the Bob Chapek or whatever his name is, the CEO of Disney altogether, is fully behind her. He's like, no, she's the person in charge. We follow her.
I think that's kind of what I read as well.
But when it's broke, you got to fix it. I mean, let's be honest.
I've seen a headline today. I didn't read the article, but I seen a headline today that Bob's fixing to get kicked out, and they're bringing Bob Iger back possibly for the head of Disney. I didn't read the article, so I don't know what actually is going on there. But I thought that was an interesting headline.
Yeah, and I think the other interesting thing is, their other big property, Marvel, right? And Kevin Feige is not a fan of, and I may be saying his name wrong, but Bob Chapek or whatever, and he's also not a fan of Kathleen Kennedy. He's like, they actually, the Star Wars folks tried to get him to take Star Wars and Marvel. He's like, my plate's a little full. I can't do that, but
Well, he was sought after for a new trilogy, but yeah, I think he told him no.
Yeah,
too many hands in the kitchen, too many hands in the pot.
Yeah, but I would love to see him do it instead.
I think he would do very well at it. But at this point, what's left to tell? I mean, as far as furthering, I mean, there's all kind of gaps to fill. There's tons of gaps to fill. Don't get me wrong. But what is left to tell beyond the Rise of Skywalker?
There's a lot to tell if you're going to go outside of Skywalker. If you're going to stay within the Skywalker realm, you're done.
I mean, because really, what are they going to do with this Han and Chewie series they've announced? I mean, Harrison Ford's coming back, but I mean, the guy's 70-something years old. What is he going to do?
Digital imprint and a voiceover.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know that there's much left to really tell of Skywalker. But now, if you want to go back to, and their big thing right now, they're pushing in all the books and stuff. And again, Rob can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's all the High Republic stuff right now, which I've been buying the comics of. But they're trying to set that up to be, here's the new thing we're going to tell. Here's where the new trilogies are coming from. The problem with that is some of that stuff's pretty interesting. Like the comics, not bad. But the character that they want to focus on for the books and for what they do in a movie trilogy is basically a character created for an actress that they already had handpicked to go over there and has already burnt some bridges with some other properties. And I'm not sure how well this is going to go.
Okay. It took me a second, but I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Well, we're not talking about the old Brie, are we?
Yeah, I was trying to be nice and not say that, but I mean, fuck
that bitch.
Avar Chris or whatever her name is, that's the main character in the High Republic stuff, is supposed to look like her and be based kind of on her way, and it's honestly it's a Kathleen Kennedy push, and they want it to be that this person is the most powerful Jedi ever, and this is the person who's. I'm like, no, we've already established that the Skywalkers were this. You can have a great story here, but drop this whole woke thing of making this the most important person out here. And We don't need that. That's I see if they do movies, that's where I figure that they're going to go to, and I'm like, why?
You're probably right, and that's sad to say, but you're probably right.
You almost have to have some tie to a legacy character though in the movies though, because I mean, let's be honest. I really enjoyed Rogue One, but had Vader not showed up, you know what I'm saying? You know, for the few minutes here and yonder that he showed up, I mean, would we have, and not tied into the Death Star, so forth and so on, would we really have been as invested? Just, I mean, it's just because other than that, it's just okay. There was a shit ton of troops and troopers and soldiers that went on various missions that were detrimental to the Republic, the rebels, and the Empire. But do we really care?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where we are. But